You know that feeling, right? You're scrolling online, you see a video, and this little voice in your head just goes, wait, is that for real? In a world that's now totally saturated with artificial intelligence, that question is, well, it's everything. Today, we're going to dive right into this truth crisis and give you the tools you need to make sense of it all.
So let's just start with that big question. Can you still believe what you see? When you're on your feed and a politician seems to say something completely unbelievable, or a celebrity is caught in some wild video, how do you know? This is the challenge we're all facing now with the rise of this incredibly convincing synthetic media.
And a lot of this is driven by something you've probably heard of called a deepfake. It's basically any media where an AI has convincingly swapped one person's face or voice for another. And this isn't just like simple photo editing. No, no. This is a whole other level of digital manipulation that honestly has gotten shockingly easy for just about anyone to create. Now, to really understand what's going on, we've got to talk about something called AI snake oil. This is a term from researchers Arvind Narayanan and Sayesh Kapoor, and it's brilliant. It's for all that AI that's wildly overhyped, the stuff that just can't work the way it's advertised. Think of a hiring tool that says it can predict your job success just from a video interview. It sounds fancy, but it's really just digital pseudoscience. It is so important to separate what AI can actually do from all the marketing hype. And this isn't some niche techie problem. Not at all. This number, 44%, that's how many teenagers feel confident that they can actually spot fake news online. Which means, well, it means more than half already feel like they're struggling. This shows you just how urgent and widespread this challenge is for all of us. So, okay, how does this stuff even work? I mean, it can feel like some kind of impossible futuristic magic, right? But it's not. It's really just math. So let's pull back the curtain for a second and see what's really going on. This slide, this gets to the absolute heart of it. Generative AI doesn't understand a single thing it's creating. It is an incredibly powerful prediction machine. When it's making an image, it's just making a statistical guess about which pixel should probably come next. When it's writing a sentence, it's just guessing the most likely next word. It's all based on the massive patterns it found in the data it was trained on. It's pure probability, not consciousness. And because it's just guessing, AI makes some really weird and fascinating mistakes. We can call them artifacts. It always seems to struggle with things that require, a real-world understanding. Things like getting the right number of fingers on a hand, or making shadows obey the laws of physics, or even just creating text inside an image that you can actually read. These are the little tells, the glitches, that scream, "This was made by an AI."
Okay, so we've seen the problem, and we have a sense of how the tech works. Now for the most important part. What can we do about it? It's time to build your very own digital detective toolkit.
Listen, the first and most important tool isn't some fancy software or app. It's a mindset. It's all about building what some experts call a mental firewall. All this really means is changing your default setting from just passively accepting things to being actively skeptical. It's about having a plan to check things out before you let yourself believe them.
And probably the most powerful habit for that firewall is something called lateral reading. It is so simple. Before you have that big emotional reaction to some shocking video, before you even think about hitting that share button, you just stop. You open a new tab in your browser and you search for the story on a few trusted professional news sites. If nobody else is reporting on it, that is a huge red flag. Now, this idea of lateral reading is a huge part of this awesome mental habit called the SIFT method. It's a really simple 4-step check. First, S is for stop. That's the most important step. Just pause. Second, I is for investigate the source. Is this a real news outlet or some random account made to look like one? Third, F is for find other better coverage of the story. And finally, T is for trace the content back to where it came from. Is that photo actually from today, or is it from a totally different event 5 years ago? This 4-step process can become a super powerful, almost automatic tool for you online. Okay, so beyond those big picture habits, we can also get down in the weeds and start hunting for specific visual clues. Let's get into the forensic details, the little mistakes that can tell you an image or a video is AI generated. All right, here's a quick forensic checklist. First, watch the eyes. Does the person in the video blink like a normal human? AIs often just forget that we have to blink every few seconds. Next, check the physics. If a face is deep faked into a room, the shadows and the light on that face might not match the lighting of the room at all. And finally, look at the really fine details. AI is terrible at the little wispy edges of hair, and it often just renders teeth as this single, unnaturally perfect block of white because it has no idea what teeth actually are. And, spotting these flaws isn't just a game or about debunking funny videos online. These very same AI errors can have devastating, real-world consequences. As this quote shows, the flaws and biases that are baked right into these AI systems have already led to people being wrongfully arrested. Getting this right isn't just about being a smart internet user, it is a real matter of justice.
And that fact right there, it really drives home a much bigger idea. Spotting fakes is a critical skill for sure, but it's just one piece of a much broader goal, which is becoming truly tech-wise. In the world we live in now, media literacy has totally changed. It's not a passive skill anymore, where you just sort of consume information. It demands an active, almost forensic approach. It means you're not just a media consumer anymore, you have to be an investigator. And a great way to put that into practice is just by asking these 3 simple questions about pretty much anything that shows up on your screen. 1, who made this and what might they want from me? 2, is this thing specifically designed to make me feel something strong, like anger or fear, because emotion is the enemy of clear thinking? And 3, the old reliable, can I find this same information anywhere else I trust? But look, being tech-wise also means recognizing that AI isn't just a threat. As Professor Victor R. Lee points out here, when you use it as a partner, it can be an amazing tool for brainstorming and creativity. So the goal isn't to be afraid of the technology, it's to approach it with a clear-eyed, critical, and informed mindset, so we can use its potential while protecting ourselves from the risks. So we'll end right back where we started, with a question for you. In this new world of synthetic media, knowing what you know now about deepfakes, about how to check sources, about how this technology actually works, how are you going to choose to be tech-wise? What's the one habit you'll start practicing today?